Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
Welcome to North Carolina Weekend. I'm Karen Reed. Thousands of motorcyclists make their way to the mountains of North Carolina each year to ride along the Blue Ridge Parkway. But as Rob Holliday found out, there's another major attraction that's enticing plenty of two-wheeled travelers.
I was a motorcycle dealer for many years.
And Dale Wachsler's 2009 Sportster is proof. He's head over heels for Harley-Davidson's.
Truly a great bike.
As impressive as the 09 bike is, though, one of Dale's bikes from 05 is also pretty special. It's an 05 model, all right, 1905. In Maggie Valley's Wheels Through Time Museum, this Yale, California is one of several turn-of-the-century creations in place to turn a few heads.
What my real vision was really ascertaining and preserving what I consider, the best pieces of American motorcycle history in the world.
So you won't find Hondas or Ducatis, but Harley-Davidsons are well represented at Wheels Through Time, along with the iconic Indian brand and several makes that rode into extinction, like the Henderson or the Thor or
the Hemi Head Crocker,
or the Flying Merkel, or the Elk, or the Traub, or the Dayton.
Even the Excelsior, once a member of the Big Three of American motorcycling, along with Harley-Davidson and Indian.
It's a collection of about 325 or so machines on the floor that represent from the very earliest days American motorcycling history.
A time when motorcycles were essentially bicycles with engines. Horns were squeezed and tires were skinny, but top speed still spanned well into the double digits.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff here that I've only seen in magazines or books. Oh, it's awesome.
As impressive as the Wheels Through Time collection is, it doesn't just revolve around things that you can see. Just about all of these motorcycles have something very important in common that sets off some other senses. At the Wheels Through Time Museum, sound, smell, and touch are just as important as sight. Nearly all of the machines here still make mechanical music.
It's almost surreal, actually bringing something back to life that hadn't maybe seen life in 60, 70, 80 years, and hearing it run actually as well sometimes as it did the day it was new.
The machines were made to run. They weren't made just to sit and look at. Yes, I would argue they're objects of art, but they are at the same time mechanical devices.
Starting up century-old machinery is geared to give museum visitors a fuller experience.
You give them a chance to sense it auditorially, to smell the exhaust note, as it were, and to feel the rumble of the engine.
Seeing a 100-year-old machine cranked right up and watch that old leather belt flapping around and listen to that thing run really nearly as good as it was when it was new.
The Wheels Through Time collection dates back to 1903. In addition to the bikes are road signs and repair shop replicas from the motorcycle's heyday. Dale Wachsler's been collecting the bikes for decades.
And when I was 15, I had the opportunity to find an old bike in a barn and bought it, got it running right in the barn and drove it home. And that kind of fueled the passion.
Some of the collection has been restored to mint condition, but most of the bikes here are in their original forms. Bikes like this 1942 Harley-Davidson WLA.
This is a museum, but you can touch things. That's what makes it so different. It's not a museum where everything's behind glass. I mean, this is the owner telling me to sit on this bike.
Rare bikes are common at Wheels Through Time. Included in the collection is this Harley that's configured just like an Indian, with flip-flop shifters and controls, and this one-of-a-kind 1917 Traub.
It was found in a bricked-up wall in Chicago in 1967, and to this day, nobody who knows who built the Traub motorcycle.
Two-wheeled machines are the predominant presence at Wheels Through Time, but four wheels are welcome here too. And of course, they all still run. Two Corvettes are part of the collection, along with a Cadillac once owned by actor Steve McQueen.
Not a huge automobile collection, but each of the cars here is really pretty fascinating. The big blue Cadillac was the V16 Madam X Coupe. Really a rare car.
The museum and its collection draw people from around the world. Tad Hunter only came from Winston-Salem, but he's still thrilled to walk through the door.
If he sees you kind of fascinated with a particular bike, he's very apt to come up and say, you want to hear it run?
That's just the way Dale Wachsler and his staff want it. As much as they enjoy bringing antique machines into the modern day, their main goal is taking visitors back in time. For North Carolina Weekend, I'm Rob Holliday.
The Wheels Through Time Museum is at 62 Vintage Lane in Maggie Valley, and they're open at 10 a.m. on Saturdays in March. In April, they extend their hours for tourist season. For more information, give them a call at 828-926-6266 or check them out online at wheelsthroughtime.com.
Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.